Hello there. Welcome to another video. And today we are starting today we are starting this English series for Python programmers. And since I was learning Python 3 and filling the gaps in my knowledge about Python 3, so I thought better just do it, live online, right with you guys there with me, learning as we go. So let me just get my music sorted and we can get started with the development. Okay, so there we go. Now let's see how many people are there. About 7 of you. It's about 4 a.m., like 3:30 a.m. I don't know. You're crazier than me, that's for sure. Walaikum assalam. Thank you for joining. You're the consistent one. Okay, so let's just get to the point and let's get started right away. So this one is going to be in English. We just want to make a little bit of money from the YouTube advertisements. So a lot of videos that I'll be doing would be in Urdu and English. So just to, this becomes sustainable for us. So there we go with the sharing of the screen. I hope you can see my screen now. And now, when do I sleep? I sleep for like 4 hours every night. And then I sleep for 3 hours during the day. So that's my sleep routine. Not good, but I have this thing called polyphasic sleep, which allows me to sleep in certain instances, and by the end of the day I'm just good. It's just that it's quite cold right now, so I'm just turning on my heater and I'll be back in a second. So I had an idea that we could just make a little bit of money if I just stream in English, because then a lot of people from India and all over the world, they'll be able to hear us and learn from us, and also at the same time we'll be able to make some money from it. So this becomes self-sustainable, because from Urdu content alone, I won't be able to make enough money for it to become sustainable enough to, for me to be interested in doing this long term. So yeah, let's just start it. Okay, there we go. And let's make it like this. Yeah, it's better this way. So I'm going to start with Python 3. I've actually already done that, a lot of it, but I reset my progress, and let's just do that right away. And we'll get started with the hello world and we'll finish it all. So it's about 4 to 5 hours that I'll be streaming. It's like I'll take a break for half an hour at 6 a.m. and then we'll be continuing it with these 12 projects. So it's super simple. You can learn along with me. All you need is like Python 3 installed on your computer. And how do you do that? So let's ask my dear ChatGPT about it, how to install Python. Python on Mac and Windows. So meanwhile, we'll just do it here. So Python 3 is a programming language. It's a dynamic programming language. So what's the difference between a dynamic and what do you call a compiled language? So Java essentially is like a programming language which is compiled. So you get a binary at the end of the day, and then you run that in the JVM or whatever system you have. But with JavaScript and Python, they are the dynamic language. So on the runtime, this variable is assigned this. It realizes that on the runtime that this is a string and turns it into a string. If it were Java or C or any compiled language, you'll have to specify its type beforehand. So that's the difference. Now let's get started. We won't do a lot of things. We won't talk a lot. We'll just keep doing things and you learn as we go. So let's just set up a sprint of 25 minutes. So what I'll do is after every 25 minutes, I'll take some questions. I'll be looking at my comments and then I'll be responding to them. So that's gonna be us. Thank you so much, everyone. If your name doesn't show up in the stream, that's because you haven't allowed my live stream to access your information. And you just have to, allow that so that instead of Facebook user, you show up as your own name. So let's just get started with the instructions. Okay. Change the Codecademy to your name. So let's just change it. So what we did is we assigned my name, Fahad Murtaza, to this variable, which is my underscore name. And then what I did is I'm just using the print hello world thing, hello and welcome. There is a space in between that. And then we just use a plus sign to concatenate this along with this, and then this exclamation sign. So that's that. Let's just run it and see what happens. So that's all. It was a simple one. Obviously, it's just a hello world. So this is the output of that. Now, why do I need to enter my name on a different line? Okay, that's a good question. And there's another one called how can I use an integer in a print function? So that's simple. You just put an integer like that here, and you're done. Obviously, it's not going to be my name. You're going to name it my number, and then you're going to name this thing, rename this thing here. So that would be like my number, and the number is 112. Okay, so let's just get to the next one. Okay. And we're good to go with this one. Comments. How do you write comments? So if you want to describe your code, you just use a hash sign like that. So this is a comment, and this is a code that's supposed to run in the compilation process. So let's just go to the next one right here. So documentation is an important step in the programming. Write a comment describing the first program you want to write. So let's just go back to this one, and we'll copy that over. And now it's slowed down. So it's connecting to this virtual machine online to get things going. We'll just put that one here. So I'm just lazy and we'll write it down. This program is the hello world version me. So Python is happy. So there we go with running it, and that should do the job perfectly. So let's see if it worked. Yeah, it did. We won't be doing much complicated stuff because we just want to get through this as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, so we can learn a lot more things in a shortest amount of time. I won't be over explaining things like my other dear friends. There's no need for that. You're smart people. So I respect you for that, and I won't be over explaining things to you. So you just do this. Okay, now what we do here. Yeah, so couldn't we just put our name within the print program as opposed to a different line? Yeah, you could do that. Like what's the point? Yeah, so there are strings, variables, assignments, concatenation, and printing. There's like multiple things going on in that one print thing. So you're printing a string, you're printing a variable, you're assigning something, you're concatenating, and then you're printing. So let me just explain that quickly, and then we just move on to the next one. So what's happening is, here's this variable, like a string, that is being assigned to something called my underscore name, which is a variable. And now it has become a string type, because once you assign it and it's a dynamic thing, it becomes a string as you run the program. And then what you're printing it, you're concatenating this with this double quotes, and then putting a space in between, and then the plus sign is for concatenating this name with this hello and welcome this with an exclamation sign. So there's like 3 strings being attached to each other using this plus sign, which is a concatenation operator in this case. So let's just go to the next one, and we close this one. Okay, we have just one more thing that we need to study here, which is why can't we initialize an integer value to my name? And how can I do that if I want to? Why would you name a number as my name? So see, I mean, you can do that, but that would be crazy, no? I mean, it's not readable anymore. You're assigning a number to a name. It's not technically incorrect, but you have to, makes no sense, right? Just like that. So, okay. So you got to be humanizing that code so that humans can read it, understand it, and they won't be confused by it. I have no technicality issue with that, like using my integer and then putting like a name in it, but then it won't make much sense, right? So you got to be reasonable in that. Because all the code that you write is supposed to be read by humans, because these are human programming languages, and you need to work with them in order to make sense to computers. But you, at the same time, if someone reads your code, they have to be they're supposed to be able to read it. So let's just go to the next one. Print the distinguished. Okay, so we're back to the pavilion with the hello world thingy, and we just do that. Okay. Much faster than I could do it properly. So it's done. We just did the hello world, which I was, going crazy about in the previous one. So they just did that. So now we do the strings thing. We did the string thing with the hello world. We did that with the hello and concatenation. And now, see, there are a few things that we need to understand. In our last exercise, we created the string hello world. In Python, a string is either surrounded by double quotes or a single quote. It's very different for JavaScript. We'll talk about it when we talk about JavaScript, but let's just talk about this one. It doesn't matter which kind you use, but just be consistent. So some teams use this kind of strategy for writing that. So they have this coding standard that they adopted in a certain company, and this is company policy for writing the clean code. Some use this thing, some use this thing. I prefer this one because it is much more readable. Like two quotes is like within two quotes. So let's just do the print one. And there we go. We're doing this basic stuff, and run it. We are not gonna do any questions in here. There's no point in doing that. It's done. Number two is like change them to single quotes. Statement using double quotes, change them to single quotes. Use this. Okay. So what? Oh, okay. What's going on here? I gotta remove that. And this is this ID. It just changes things. So you just type it once and it types twice. So that's why I missed it. So it's done. So we learned that it could be in single quotes, it could be in double quotes, doesn't matter. Now we go to the variables. So as I talked about variables, it could be a number, it could be anything. It could be like an array, which we talk about in the future, like near future. So programming languages offer you these variables. Now, if you talk about the naming of variable, it means to vary. It is able to vary. So you can change the value within a variable, as in contrast with the constant, in which you can't really change the value. We'll talk more about it in the near future. So let's just get started with this exercise. And yeah, update the variable meal to reflect each meal of the day before we print it. So meal, breakfast, okay. Meal to reflect, okay. So I'm gonna eat an English muffin. I'm not a British guy, so I'm not gonna eat that, but we'll just go to, okay. So I'm gonna eat, what you could call it. It could be chicken, yeah. And then we update for the dinner. So we wrote down, okay. So for the dinner, we just write it down like that. And for the dinner, I would like to go for plain rice with dal. Okay. So run, and it should be done. We go to the next one. So what he did here is he assigned this meal variable again and again, and then reused it within the print statement to print our lunch and dinner again. Like we had one for breakfast already. So yeah, there we go. We just go to the next one. Now we talk about the errors, because they are really important for us to know if we are making any mistake in our code. So we can see that my son loves to do that abracadabra thing. So we just run that and we'll figure that out as we go. So you might encounter a syntax error if you open a string with a single quote. So see, now what happens is if you don't use the proper quotes, like a single or double quote, what it does is it says that syntax error. So syntax means if you don't write the way write the things in the way that is supposed to be written. So syntax error, end of line, while scanning string literal. So it gives you a very precise message that you were supposed to write a string, but you have done something crazy, which is like writing it like that. So we did that. Now what they want is we just print it like that, and it should be good to go. Let's run that. What's going on here? Okay. So see, this one is using double quotes, and the first one is not one. So I'll just type once, it types twice. We remove that, it should be good now. So now we fix this one and this one. We start with the double quotes, we end with the double quotes. And if we write with the single quote, and we end with the single quote. I think this should fix it. I didn't read through all of it, but it should be good. So where we are at the moment. There is no cheat sheet needed. Just focus on this one. You can practice it on your own. You can just copy this, like write it down, run with Python. And for the installation part, you can just go to python.org/download on the Windows, and then you just download the binary, install it, you're done. And then you just add Python to path on Windows. And how? And a lot of my audience is Windows based, so that's why I always talk about Windows, even though I don't use it at all for like many years now, like almost 1.5 decades now. So it's just, yeah, so that's how you do it. I'll put these notes somewhere for you, but you can ask ChatGPT if you don't have access or whatever is going on. You can just, read through it, pause the video here, just read through it and get it done. And then you'll have Python working in your system. One thing that I've noticed is there's one thing which is Git CLI on Windows. So it just gives you a separate sort of thing, which is called a terminal for Windows. So I remember installing Git on Windows, and it gave me this Git sort of Linux sort of this terminal in which you can run Python, and it just works like Linux. So you don't have to worry about like going crazy about Windows and like problems with the Windows, which usually are the case. Okay, now I'll just go back and start this one. We are done for half the time, and the rest is supposed to be done. I hope that we get a lot of this going on. Like this is like 6 out of 15, and we want to do like 5 more. But I'm learning it as I go. So let's just go to the next one, and we just do the numbers. It's going to be easy. It's going to be super simple. So as I told you, you just assign a number. It could be like integer, like this one, or a float. So if it's a decimal point number, it's called a float in any programming language. So define the release and runtime integer variables below. So create the number, rating out of 10, and assign it a float number between 1 and 10. Okay, no worries. No. Okay, so you gotta do 2. This is just some movie that there is a release year for, and you have a runtime, which could be anything. So okay, so it should be 1984 for a movie, and movies. So okay, True Lies, The Crow. Oh, that's amazing. There is a sad story attached to this one. If you know what I mean, I won't be doing it here. It's changes something for me in terms of revenue from this one. So I won't be talking about The Crow, what happened during Crow, shooting. You just go search about it. So so now you have a release year, you have a runtime. I think the movie's name is not important here. I just went crazy with that. And the following real runtime. So I think the Crow runtime about 1.3 hours, I guess, almost 1.4 hours. So 1 hour 42 minutes in decimal, about 1.7 hours. Okay, let's write it down here. I just wanted to be accurate. I'm crazy like that. So let's just go to the next one. We run it. It should be good. Oh, what happened here? Runtime is not the type integer. Class float was type class float. So why did we have to? That's crazy. Let's just make it 2. I mean, why would you do why won't you do an integer for a runtime? But they said it so I was being over smart. Don't be over smart. Just run it and do exactly like that. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I mean, it's kind of stupid, but yeah. Anyway, we just go to the next one and assign it a float number. So there, we'll just do 9.9 out of 10 just because of the utmost respect I have for the artist, and he literally died during that movie. So there's that. So we just go to the next one. We do the calculations. There's this minus, plus, multiply, division, and modulus operator, which is amazing. I have an excellent book in here, which explains modulus operator the way that they do it in Python. It's called PEMDAS. So I'll give you just one assignment. Just do that PEMDAS Python Google search, and so first you solve the parentheses, then exponential, then multiplication, then division, then addition, and then subtraction. So once you write mathematical equations, you have to be really careful about them because Python follows this solving process. So this is the operator precedence. So the parenthesis takes precedence above the exponential operator, and then you have like multiplication, and then you go for division, and then you go for division addition, and then you go for subtraction. So PEMDAS, remember that. So I'll just write it down here. I'll just put it in my notes in here, and there we go. I just use it as my personal notes thing. See? So it's a mnemonic, PEMDAS, like you do Chenki Bante Chini, Chatori Chini Khor, like that. Okay, so I had to put some Urdu in it, right? So print the results of this equation, and we just copy it, and we put it in the print, and we do it like that. Should be good. The next one. Okay, there we go. So see, I talked to you about parentheses. So it solves this, then PEM, P-E, it solves exponential. There is no exponential here. Then we solve division. So it's supposed to solve this one. And then you PEM. So you first solve the multiplication. So do this, 25 into 68. Then you do the division thing. Divide this with this. And then do the addition. So you multiply these, you divide them both. Then you add them together. And then you subtract. So there is no minus sign. So there's no subtraction going on here. Just so that you know. So remember this PEMDAS thing. So it's a mnemonic, parenthesis, exponential, multiplication, and then division, and then addition, and then subtraction. So that's how it does it, Python. But it's different for Java and JavaScript and all these different languages. अपनी video box site पर कर दें. Okay, let's just do that. I have no idea how to do that. Okay, how's it? Is it better? I think this is better. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's just move on to the next thing, which is what? Let's just see. Changing numbers. So we can reassign the value in a number. It could become, you know, I think this is supposed to be like if it's a if it's a if it's a float number, it's a division, it's a decimal number. It's supposed to be replaced by a decimal, and the same goes for integer. But let's try that and see what happens. So you have decided to get into quilting. To calculate the number of squares you need for your first quilt, let's get to variables. Quilt width. I need to fix some on the website regarding these calculations. So quilt width is and quilt length, and let's just put in here, and then we talk about what values we could give to it. First quilt 8 squares wide, okay, and 12 squares long. So that should multiply, of course, if the area is supposed to be calculated. Print out the numbers of square you'll need to create the quilt. You have number of squares. So quilt number. No, we just write down a number. We create a variable which is quilt what? You state something. So let's just good. This is obviously for beginners. You can just read the description of the video. It's for beginners, it's for mediocres, and it's also for mediocres is not the right word. It's for intermediate ones, and it's also for advanced ones. So 7 of you are watching right now. Thank you for joining in, and we just move on to the next one. Okay, we'll just look at the comments later on because we didn't just lose track of things. We almost finished. We do it at like after 3 minutes mark. We just do quilt square sides. So you multiply these both and then put the output number into that. Okay, number of squares. So let's just call number of squares. And we multiply this with this one. So from the operator, it will just multiply, save it to this number, and then we print this one right here. And why is this not changing any colors? It's supposed to do that. We'll see. Still doesn't do it here, then we are in trouble. We are not. Okay. That, see what happens. Yeah, it's working. But the way that this code is supposed to look like, it's not looking correct because it's supposed to, have some colors to it. But maybe they just did it like that. Print out the number of squares you'll need to create the quilt. So we printed that. We just run it. It's done. It turns out the quilts required a little more material than you have on hand. Let's only make the quilt 8 squares long. Okay. And how many squares will you need for this? So this is length. So now it's going to be a square one. So 8 into 8 is like how much? 64. We're good. We go to the next one. So what we learned is how to multiply two numbers, how to output their values, and also at the same time, what we did here is we printed that. So we printed a multiplication of two numbers that was assigned to a variable. So we printed a variable essentially. So now we do that PEMDAS thing. We already studied what PEMDAS is, and now it's going to be easier for us. So calculate the number of squares for 6 into 6 quilts. So we'll just print, we'll just go lazy and we'll just put like 6 into 6. We should put some space in between. That is clean code. We just do like here. We put a line spacing. We take care of how it looks like. It should look neat. That's what's important, and that's what we're learning here. Now we're done with that. We're just going to put a 5 minutes break, and we'll just do this and go back to your comments. If there is a good comment, I'll go through that. If it's not, if it's irrelevant, we're not going to talk about it. We'll just respond to you in a separate live stream or in a blog post. So just write it down, 8 into 8. So yeah, it's done. We just run it. Oh, what's going on here? Your 6 by 6 quilt have taken off so well. 6 people have each requested 6 quilts. Print out how many tiles you will need to make 6 quilts for each of the 6 people. So we already did that now. Let's just get a hint, I guess. What's the question here? So your 6 by 6 quilts have this particular number of squares. So now more people want it, and oh, each of them wants 6. They're crazy. I mean, obviously, it's more and more. So it's this one. I hope this one changes it. It's just, I think we're supposed to do it here. Yeah, we're supposed to do it here. And then we should be good, I guess. And we are done, I guess. So 6 people wanted. So we want this many quilts for 6 different people, and each of them wants 6. So you want to understand the intent here and then write the code for that. So here we need to understand that we always have to focus on instructions and make sure that you understand the instructions before you write the code. And if it wasn't readable enough, you'll be able to do that. So let's just go to the next one. We take a break now. We just go through your comments and we come back to modulo. This is my favorite one. It's going to be a tricky one. Be focused for this one. Let's just take some water, take your comments, and come back to it. So I'll just hide it on screen. So this one is not for beginners. I mean, it's for beginners plus intermediate and some advanced level guys. I am doing it this just because that I had some, what do you call it, gap in my knowledge. I'm just filling it right here. So learn cloud engineering, but I don't know where to start from basics. Could you please help me guide a little bit? Please, I'm very thankful to you. I'll be answering that. Just put that comment in my inbox and I'll respond to you. Just go to my inbox on Facebook and write it down, and I'll respond to you. Thank you so much for saying that. Let's just go back to the stream and we get started with the next one. So this is going to be a tricky one. We're going to stop that because we don't want to waste any time going through these 2 minutes for no reason. We just pause that. I'll cancel this one. I'll just start a 25 minutes timer so we can get more and more done. So here, when it shows up like that, the time is ticking and we are forced to, do things properly. So now we're done with about 10 of these. We were supposed to get like 12 of these. So we know exactly we didn't do a good job. So we have done like 90% of the job, but not the 100%. So this is what helps us do that. Now the modulo operator is called, it's like a remainder thing. So imagine that you are working on a problem. So remember these arithmetic problems that we used to do as kids. So imagine, so here we have, I'll put it close to the camera once I'm done. So just bear with me. We have, actually, I'll just put a marker on here so we can read it much clearly. Just give me a second. I have a perfect thing for it. So we have 15 in here, and we are dividing it by 9. So what we do is we do 9 into 1. There is 9 here, and the remainder is how much? This is about 6. So 6 is the remainder. 1 is the, what is it called? The multiplier? I'm not sure what is it called, but this is the one divider, and this is the number that is supposed to be divided. But I made a mistake. I have a cough, so I shouldn't be using chalk. I won't be using it. This is being retired. There we go. Okay. Sorry for that. Bad manners. Okay. Now we just go back to the thing and do it here. You're trying to divide a group into four teams, or you can all of you count off and you get number 27. Okay, when the number divide to divide 7. Find out your team by computing 27 modulo 24. Now we call it divisor, and that is 4. So we have to divide them in an equivalent group, which is not possible. What we do is print, and we just assign. Okay, we just assign that to my team. Some extra to divide. I could just write down the numbers here, but I'm going to do it properly. So it's just the modulo operator here. So what we did just now on the paper, we're going to do it here. So this is supposed to be 4 5s are 20, 4 6 are 24. But commuting 27 modulo 24 is supposed to work. My team did not match the expected value. Okay, so this is the remainder. Okay, so what we do is we call it divisor because I made a stupid mistake, and that's how you do it. It should be. So I'm sorry for that. We just do a my team thing, which is supposed to be input. So we print my underscore team. I'm being lazy. We'll just put a space in here so it's more readable, and we should be good. So we have about 3 people on each team. Okay. So it's like 4 different teams. 3 4s are 12, and 4 into 4 4s are 16. 4 5s are 20. 4 6s are 24, and then we have the remainder, which is 3. So everyone has more members than you. You just got the remainder of all the teams. So you don't have like the full number of people that are supposed to be there, or not evenly divided within the team, within the teams. You just get the remainder, just like the last person who eats the dinner. The food for thought. What number team are the 2 people next to you? 26 and 28 on. What are the numbers for all 4 teams? Optional challenge question. We do the optional challenge thing. So what we do is okay. So what we do is we're supposed to get like 2 people next to you, 26 and 28 on. What number team are the 2 people next to you? So you have the last team, and your team is. So what you do is you divide 4 5s at 20, 4 6 at 24. So it's number 6 and number 7. So number 6 and number 5. Yeah. So 26 and 28. So 26 is supposed to be in your team, and 28 is also supposed to be in your team, but there's no 28 in here. All 4 teams. I'm not sure what they're talking about, so I don't get the question, but what are the 2 people next to you, 26 and 28 on? I don't understand the question. What if there were 26 and 28 people in total? So then we do this, but makes no sense. So explain to me if you understand that. But let's just do this one, 26, 24. No sense. Why would we do that? But I don't understand. Yeah, please explain if someone can, but let's just do it anyway. But I think I do. If you want to understand the number of a person who's on a particular team, so the team number will be this way, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea what this is. So we'll just copy it, put it in my notes in here, and we'll just copy it again and go back here. Okay, fine. So let's just go to the next one. I don't completely understand that, but yeah, concatenation. You just concatenate numbers, strings, whatever, and the way that you do it is like what's the concatenate the strings and save the message they form in a variable. So this is like string 1, string 2, string 3, string 4, and we put like a space in between, but they have put the space already, so we're just supposed to like do 6 string 1 up to string this and that. So like that. Oh, okay, so we put it in a message and like that. String 2, string 3, string 4, string 5, and you just do string 6 that we put in a thing called message, which is a variable. So now we put that, it should be good. Done. Moving on to the next one. I'm sorry, it's going to be a fast one because we're not supposed to, keep wasting our time. We have spent like, already spent like 15, how many minutes? Like 25 minus 17. So almost, half of the time. Okay. Okay. Let's just go to the instructions. We are doing a little bit of online shopping and find a pair of new sneakers. Right before we check out, we spot a nice sweater and some fun books we also want to purchase. So we want to purchase a sweater and books. Yeah, there are people like me. I usually just go crazy about books. Use plus equal to operator to update the total price. So the way that Python works is you use this operator, and what it does is it just adds to the previous value of that variable. So what we do is to include the prices of nice sweater and fun books. So what we do is we just do this plus equal to, and we do plus equal to, and we put the nice sweater in here. We do the fun books in here. It's a TV series that I'm watching on Netflix right now. So if I'll open that later on and I'll show you. Remind me that there is this fakes TV series, which is amazing. Okay, now we just go to the, we're done. I think so. Yes, we're done. So we added this. Okay, now let's just explain it. We had 0 price. We had $50 for new sneakers. That's a cheap one. No, yeah, they must be on the deal. Okay, now new sneakers is supposed to be added to the total price. What you do is you add to the total price this one, you add new sneakers price to the total price using this plus equal to sign. So what happens is it gets that value 0, and then it adds 50 to that and reassigns that to total price. And the same thing keeps on happening here. So you add the nice sweater price to that, the 50 thing before, now 50 and 39. This is 50, 60, 70, 89. So now this becomes 89 in here. And then you have fun books, and these are like 20. So in total, you got 109.0. And since it was a floating point variable, so it reassigned that new total price. So now this was an integer. This is reassigned as a float in here, and then the total price is printed there. And the plus operator be used to add more than one value at a time. I'm not sure about that. It's a really good question. So let's just, we're not going to do this. This is stupid. We just go here. So see, they want to add more variables and one line. So you can do that. Like it's a simple arithmetic thing. So you could do like that. Let's just do it like that. Total price is equal to this and fun books. So it's one liner. Okay. So I think we'll just run it once more and see what happens. So yeah, it works. That's what they're asking in here. So we just do a one liner in here. We just go to the next one and see what happens. How much time is left? We have about 13 minutes left. We finish that in this time and we move on to the next one. And let's just go to the syllabus, and so that you must be having this anxiety about syllabus. So we have like hello world done almost. Then we have block letters. Then we have receipt for lovely. Yeah, these are the projects, love seats, and make the most of your Codecademy membership and user input. I've done all of these. I've done everything till here, but then I needed some more information about this one, so I just reset everything that I did before, and that's why I'm faster today, because I did it like 3 years ago. I just want to refill my knowledge base with this. So yeah, we have a lot of it. We'll just finish it all. I hope that I don't feel because I am not feeling well these days. So I'll just keep doing as much as possible, and we'll move on to the next one. We'll keep moving on to the next one. So what we do here is assign the string this to you. So we just do to you, and there we go. Now see what's happening in here. Why should you not, stranger, if you're passing meet me and desire to speak? Okay, wait. This, why does this look like that? If there's no proper placement of strings, I guess. Assign this to the variable to you. Okay, so you have multiple lines. What we do is we write it like that. So you use 3 codes. I've seen this one before. One of the guys in my team used to do that. I didn't know this. I forgot about it, but this is how you do it. Multi-line strings. So you run that, and there we go. We're done. We just review that. We did like the numbers. We did the this and that. So create these variables. They want us to create these variables. We just copy and paste because we're lazy like that. Or we just do like I'm going to be about about 38 and just 3 or 4 days, 11th February, and half my age is like about 38 divided by 2. If we're using arithmetic, reading is supposed to be a string. Hello, hello here, hello, and we have this name. Fahad Murtaza. Hello. We just do this, and I'm just putting a space at the end of it. You understand what I mean? Because that's how we concatenate. Reading with name. Hello. What we do is we put the greeting, and then we put, greeting with the name. So do it like that. Good. Yeah, we should be good. Assign values to each using your knowledge of division and concatenation. So we have greeting, this, and half my age. This is multiplication. This is division. And yeah, we should be good. Let's just try that. I hope this works. Yeah, it does. So we understand this. We are not going to read it again. There's no point in doing that. We just go to the next one. So we start the next quiz, and we see if we still have some time left. I think we have about 7 minutes left. Yeah, 9 minutes. Wow, nice. So how you combine 2 strings? That's how you do it. Easy peasy. Message. What a cool message. is gets printed to the console. No, there's a syntax error. Okay, I have to make it right. Okay, just put the other headphone on. Okay, now I can monitor my audio if it's going bad. Okay. What's the output of the following code? 12 plus 30 is about 42. Then you multiply 42 with this, but we don't reassign it anywhere. So this is 42 because this does nothing. It's just multiplying, but not adding it to anywhere, not assigning it to anything. So we just go to the next one. Which function outputs text to the terminal? Obviously, print, because we haven't even used anything else. Next, how does one define a multi-line string in Python? So like that, do it like this. Which of the following will produce syntax error? So what does it do? Okay, so this is fine. This is fine, but this is using quotes and then single ones. So this is the one. You're better at Python. I love it. What characters begin a comment in Python? So this is, I mean, we obviously know this is the one, but these are not the ones. Exponential. Okay, so 2 multiplied 4 times 2 into 2 is 4, and 4 into 4 is 16. So there we go. That's easy one. What's the difference between a float and an integer? Let me turn off this fan because it's just making a lot of noise. Just a moment. Okay, there we go. What is the difference between a float and an integer? A float can only be used with whole numbers, and an integer can only be used with any number with a decimal point. No, it's incorrect. No, it's not. Yes, that's correct. Obviously, like it's just like being Captain Obvious. Which of the following defined variable is a string? Let me just make my perfect. Just right, fix it. Just a moment. I have a weird fascination with different kinds of mics, and I keep using a different one in every other live stream. But this one is a really good one. It just replicates my voice nicely, so that's why I'm using it. It's a Sennheiser MK8, by the way. Which of the following defined variables is a string? This 3-1. Okay, assigning the number 10 to it. This is how you do it. You don't do def. This is not a way to do it. So variable name equal to 10 is like a condition. So this is the one. No, this is the one. Yeah, there we go. What's the value of total cost that gets printed? Again, you add 5 to 10, 15. So there we go. This is the same thing, plus equal to. So it just adds to the previous value. If it's 0, just gets added to the 0. If it's something else, it's just gets added to that. We'll just take a break for 5 minutes. After these 5 minutes, so we'll keep going as much as possible. So modular operator in the following expression: 14 into 4, 4 5s are 16, 4 4s are 16, 4 3s are 12. So 4 into 3 is 12, and we get like 2 as a remainder. There we go. I used to love these things when I was a kid. I was really good at that, as you can tell. Start with this. I don't remember like this thing. So this is how, I mean, I'll be remembering this. So I'm just making my notes. And maybe what I'll do is I'll write something that will get this particular, what do you call it? Yeah, this particular ID, and gives you like a blog formatted form of this whole thing that I'm writing down here. So yeah, we'll just do that sometimes. Okay. So, okay. We just go to the next one. I'll answer all your comments after 4 minutes. So be there with me. And so block letters, ASCII art is a graphic design technique that uses computers for presentation and consists of pictures pieced together and form individual characters. So we do an A like that. So I used to do a lot of ASCII art in my own websites. I don't do that anymore, but I used to write a lot of encrypted messages using that. So if you are from the 90s, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, let's do it right now. We will just see an archive of ASCII art. It used to be the bomb ASCII art archive. So let's just do numbers. Oh, okay, we'll just do plants. Plants, trees are much more fun doing that because we used to do that all the time. So we just do the bonsai trees. Yeah, see, this is a bonsai tree made with ASCII art. This is another one with a tree and small bonsai tree. I've seen one here in E9, like this big. I'm talking about this sector in Islamabad, so as to tell you guys if you don't know what I'm talking about. So this is another ASCII art. So let's just do a toys thing. It's just fun to see that now. I'm so addicted to that, as you can tell. So these are balloons. These are like, you just write party with A at the rate sign. So let's just go back because I'm getting distracted. Okay, write a Python program called initials.py that displays the initials of your name in the block letters as shown and dip your toes into ASCII. How would I do that? That's crazy. So I have an idea. That's a crazy one. It's gonna be tricky. So I think we should be taking a break because I'm lazy like that. So I'll just pause that, cancel it. We'll just do a 5 minutes break. We take your questions and we go back. We come back when we are refreshed. I'll just get some water and we'll talk about your questions. So I'm going to be here. I'll remove the screen sharing thing. Okay. Now, there's no questions in here. So this is just Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. So nothing more than that. I thought it's going to be some interesting stuff in here, but nobody's watching. So yeah, you immediately have 3 members watching because it's all in English, but we are supposed to make some money from it. So, and learn something new in the meanwhile. So if you want this in Urdu, I would be doing it in Urdu, but there's no point in doing that. I mean, you're supposed to learn English for understanding these things. But I understand my audience. I respect you. So let me know if you want it to be in Urdu, and I'll do another one in Urdu. But all of this in like small chunky videos, and do like 2 minutes video for each of these concepts. Let me know if you want me to do that. So yeah, if you're watching, like it, subscribe it, whatever. We just go back to the Python learning. So we pause it, we cancel it, we do another one for 25 minutes. So this is going to be a tricky one. We do so initials.py, the initials of your name in block letters. So so my name is initials are if and so what we do is okay, so we print it like print, and the way that we do is we do, that's how we get it. ASCII art. We're gonna go do a funny thing. I'll just write my initials and I would be converting it into ASCII art. So that's what I'm gonna do. We just don't do the graffiti thing. We just do this one. Well, that's a crazy one. So normal alphabets. No? Oh, that's It's amazing what it does. But they want us to do it like that. So we just go back in here and do it on our own. So we do that. This is how they want us to do. So for each of the alphabets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they want us to do 7. So for F, we were going to do like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. I used to sing this to my daughter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. So this is how you do it. So we do another one like that. We put 2 spaces and do like M, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do another one. We put the spaces in here. So it's going to be like you write M like that. So we remove this one in here and the space. And then we put another one in here. It's supposed to be correct, or it's to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you understand why I'm singing like that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do the one like that. Put an M in here, and M in here. We put an M in here. We put an M in here. It looks clean, but that's the way it is because it's like that. Put a space in here. No, then it would look ugly. So maybe we put a space in like here, and then do an M in here, and we do like a 1, 2, 3. Just makes that thing move. Maybe you're supposed to do it like that. You don't have any. So we have to do it like that. It's looking ugly, but that's the way we have. You don't have any reference for M. That's so we I just bring it and see what happens. M is too long for this thing. So I was supposed to make this M, the middle thing of M, a much better thing, but just copy it like that and put in here. So now we have this ASCII art, which looks ugly. So we are going to supposed to put M in here, and then what? Maybe here, here, and maybe here, and then here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That. So let's just print it anyway. It looks ugly, but that's the way it is. Okay. So let's just start it. But we got the point, and now we're gonna do the complete alphabet thing. So my initials are SNL. So initials.pyprogram should output this. So this was done. First, write 2 comments with your first and last name. Okay. 2 comments. So we write Fahad Murtaza. First name. is my first name, and that is my last one. This is done. We write your first initial as a block letter. There are a few ways to do it. Press save to run your program. So we copy it. We comment this much, like that. This is commented, but then you have it commented here till here. So like that. We should have some way of commenting it here. Sorry. This ID doesn't work the way that I was supposed to. It was supposed to work. So just like that. And like 5 columns and like multiple rows. I think it should be good. Extra spaces in here. So coding assignments I used to get. So they were supposed to be like that. Spaces in between. See how this has started to make some sense. Okay, I would say syntax error. This is the one that's causing trouble. Good. This looks better, a lot better. So we're supposed to put like spaces in between the columns. That's why it was looking ugly. Output your second initial as a block letter by adding the print statement. So we do this thing. Now we know what we're talking about. That's why we don't know the art the way we're supposed to. I used to be really good at that when I was a kid, but I've gotten worse at it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have a way of like, so instead of 1, 2, 3, should have, yeah, it's good. So like that. Yeah. And oh, it's starting to make sense. And we're supposed to do it like that. And it's supposed to make one space. So M, it's supposed to have like 1, 2, 3 spaces in between. So it is just supposed to be going 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. I hope this one does make sense. It's M. We have the same number of columns and put it like that. Maybe put like 2 in here. Yes. So we put the print. This is going to be in the next line. Second initial as a block letter by adding to the print statements. Okay. So what we do is we get it, we copy it, 2 spaces in width in between, and we just do 20 spaces. Then we copy the second line. We put another space in between. This much. This is literally formatting. Okay, and then we do this M. And put some spacing like that. Pretty sure that this has some sort of mistake and hit here, and this is the last one. We just have to copy and paste here. It's not so good, but it's okay. So that's what they wanted. What's going on in here? Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. So maybe we're supposed to put like M here, like that. Sure. Yeah, because it's supposed to see 1, 2. So let's just copy it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. No sense. In total, how many characters are there? So let's just count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17. So here we have this thing where they didn't put any space in here, but now they want us to put a space in here. That space, what? Like that. So the total will be how many? Again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we are good. That's why we move all the spaces in between. And we have a winner. So we have spaces in. We just do 1 and then we replicate that for the next 2. 1. Just fix that. Like, I mean, it's not perfect at the moment. We'll fix that. See. Copy that here. Save it. Oh, we gotta remove this one. See, the second and the third one are good. Wait, first 2 comments. We're done. Okay. So this is how you do an FM. Now what you do is output your second initial as a block letter by adding to the print statements. So we've already done that now. We're supposed to be done. We're done. Even if we are not done, we're done. So we already printed that. So we could just put it in a variable. ASCII my name. So they want us to do it like that. That's how you sign. And that's how you save it. Solution. Don't forget to check off all the tasks before moving on. Snowman.py. Okay, initials.py. These are the solutions and snowman.py. So that's how we write it. So see, initials like that, Sonny Lee, and we have this one here. So they just made a snowman. Should we build a snowman? वो क्या था गाना? So let's just do this one. Start the next project. It was fun. We got to understand about the formatting and a lot of things. Okay. So the one that I was talking about is not here. So it's called Fakes series. So that's the one I was talking about. It's just a new one. Yeah. Want to watch. Let's just close this one. Receipt for lovely love seats. Lovely love seats. Interesting. Let's add in our first icon the lovely love seat. There is a store namesake. Description. The variable name is lovely love seat description. Here, we copy that. And what we learned in the previous one, we were supposed to, have this line thing. Because there's, see, now if I do it like that, then we need these three codes thing. But since it's all one line, just we copied and pasted and it should work. So as soon as we put a new line, then it's a problem. Then you put like these three codes around it to make it work. So when you're getting data from the user, what you do is you just clean it up before you put it in a variable. So yeah, things like that happen. So if you're getting a string like a description, you should save it like that. Easy and problem-free. So what we do is now we do a lovely love seat price 2, and that's supposed to get like 254. And this is done. This is done. Now we're supposed to do stylish description thingy and copy it. What are they trying to do? I don't get it, but yeah. I don't get it, but yeah. Now let's set the price for a stylish SETI love seat. So they call them weird names. And they call a seat a SETI. Is it a city or a SETI? Just kidding. Need to create variable price and put 180.50 into it. Speak. Put the volume. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I'll lower down my voice, but I'll increase the volume. Let me know if it's still good, so you can hear it. There'll be more noise. Let me just see if I can fix the noise thingy. Okay, I can now speak in much lower voice. You'll hear more noise, but then I can speak in a much even tone, and I'll still be able to speak and without coughing. So it's just. But you'll hear a lot more noise, like it's gonna be, that ASMR thing now. So if you're into that crazy thing, this is the time. It's gonna be just like that. Okay, let's just get it close. And I hope that I don't destroy it in any way. Okay. Okay, now we're good. Okay, fantastic. We just need one more item before we're ready for business. So that's gonna be a luxurious lamp description. Oh, they wanna make a nice, studio. They put like these love seats, make it look nicer. So put it like that. This is a problem. If you put one code, it just does the second one, and then you're supposed to put things within them. But since I copied it before, so just created like a copy and I removed it. Nothing big, but just be mindful of that. Sometimes these IDs did do that. I set the price for this item. Oh man, I'm hating it. They just do so many crazy things. Just you know, simply do for like two of them, and it should be done. But they're just doing this. And again, like the teachers used to tell us to, I'll do this thing 500 times before I'm accepted to be, regular human. So we just do a sales tax that is 18%, which is like 8.8 divided by 100. That becomes like 0.8. We assign it like that. So it's trying to teach us this technique for. Wait, I gotta fix this. Just a moment, because I'm coughing right within the mic, which is not good. And I'll put it up there near to my face so I can speak in a much lower voice, but you guys can still hear me. Okay, now this should be good. Full quality, So we do 5, we do 6. Okay, line number 14. Okay, 0.88, 0.0. So see, now it should set it to 52.15. So this is supposed to be done. We have done. Now this is going to test number 8. So we do it this way, and then we fix the customer one total. And by 0. We use this customer one itemization, and we put it like an empty string. That's what they want us to do. See, I just typed once and it completed that. So we like go at the end of it and then put like an enter sign, and it just moves us to the next line. So you just have to develop this muscle memory for doing this. Let me just do that once more so you know what I mean. I put like one code, does the whole thing, and I put the arrow, and so we just go to the next one. Okay. I'm tired of this. Come on. Then we do another one, customer one total. We already did that. What the hell? Oh, lovely love seat. Okay, now I get it. So we have these items and that they are just, they want us to, okay, now it makes sense. What the hell? Plus equal to use this. We weren't taking any breaks here. Or maybe we should. Maybe I'll take a break because we're supposed to take a break. That's why they want us to, take a break, learn, move on. But we get it. We'll just keep adding more items to it. And okay, my streaming has started to hold. So I think it was a great idea to just take a break, and maybe I don't even know that you guys can hear me now. So I'll just, yeah. This one is difficult. Block letters, yeah, this was supposed to be difficult, but it was fun. Ammar, walaikum assalam. There we go. No questions, no nothing. I'll just take a quick break and we'll see if you have any further questions in here. Any questions? Are you enjoying it? Are you having fun? So we're just building a cart. Like this is the same way that you build a cart and like a virtual shopping cart. So that's what we're building right now. Okay, this is like 5 a.m. So I'll be doing this for 1 more hour, maybe 3, 4 more hours. I'll do it as much as possible. I'll finish it as much as possible today. Okay, I'm gonna fix that too, so that I can laze around, like do it like that. But no, I'm not gonna do that because you guys will be sleeping then. Okay. So no comments, no questions. Let's just move on to the stream once more, and we are back here. And let me know if you can see my screen properly, and then we can move on to the thing. Okay, I think it's gonna be okay. What's going on here? It's just saying that it's not going on LinkedIn for some weird reason. I don't know why, but let's just see if it's working on LinkedIn. Are you able to see me on here? So I'm gonna fix that live streaming thing. It should be able to, but let's see. So it confused me a little. Just a moment. So it's supposed to be live in here. Yeah, it is. So why does it say that it's not working? So let's just go to the profile and fix that. Maybe it's not really live. It's just recording it. Let's go back to the home page. In the meanwhile, we'll just check on yeah, this one is working. This is just fine. This is already good. We check it on the person profile. So what I think is what's going on is it just makes it not public. So we'll just do that so we can have more people joining us. See, this one is locked. So we'll just make it public. That's why it's not showing up. I don't know what we are supposed to do in order to make it public, but like from default, from the get-go, because more people just joined me in here. Yeah, there we go. And then we have LinkedIn. So we're supposed to fix that as well, I guess. Yeah, LinkedIn seems to be working. So we have nothing to worry about. Let's just close that, go back to the thing, do our thing here. So itemization and set that equal to the empty string, customer one total plus equal to how much. Initialize it with 0. We just want to add customer one itemization. What's going on in here? Okay, we had done it. We've done it. We are at number 12. Okay, so this lovely seed price is supposed to be added in here. Now that's done. Okay. Now there is less space in here. So we'll just put it like that. And now that customer has gone bananas and we do it like 25. So usually you do like 4 25 minutes Pomodoros and then take like 5 minutes break on each, but we didn't take much break because we just want to get it done and have questions and get it done and have questions and get it done. But after 4 of these, you're supposed to take like a longer break than 5 minutes. So that's what we'll do. And in the meanwhile, we'll just, when we take the break, we'll talk about something else, not particularly not particularly these assignments. So itemization up to date and add the description of the luxurious lamp to our itemization. Sure, why not? So number one itemization has supposed to get this description. So we updated that, but we're supposed to do the concatenation thing. Okay, so let's add it to this string. Since it's empty, it's not supposed to get anything, but that's the way we have to do it. Let's keep the initial itemization we have updated. Now they have decided to buy, they're ready to check. You just bought one thing. Oh, they didn't go bananas like me? Wow. That's a new thing because when I go to the store, I just go crazy about things and I buy like 4 or 5 things that I don't even need. Forget about them. I put them somewhere and they're gone. Maybe that's my ADHD. Not sure. So let me just put on the monitor so I can also understand if you guys can hear me properly. Is there so much noise? If there's so much noise, what I can do is like make this thing once more a little less noisy. Yeah. Now you'll be able to hear me much more quieter and much more understandable. But there is some noise coming in from, I think, the fan of this MacBook. Um, I'll be getting a new monitor, new, what do you call it, the mic, so that you don't have to hear this noise. And so I do. Yeah, now this should be better. So I did this cardioid thing, so it's supposed to get my voice like that in a heart shape. So if I move here, it won't hear me. So now it should be okay. Better. Okay. We are going to do what? Customer one tax and set it equal to customer one total into this thingy, which is the sales tax. So we multiply it with that. Yeah. So total into tax. Now we have the tax thingy, the percentage. Now customer one total is supposed to go that. So we added the tax to the whole thingy. So we have tax, we have total, we added to that, and we are good to go. So just it should do that. I don't know. So we added that, number 15. Now let's just try to do that. I don't know why it doesn't automatically do that. Maybe you're just supposed to, check it on our own. Let's start printing up their receipt. So that's interesting. So customer one items. Print out. What for the next thing what I'll do is I'll just get the keyboard, which is much less noisier. So I'll get that for you just now. Just give me a second, and we'll take a break for a minute. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute. So. Okay, I've gotten 2 of these. So these are much quieter. I've got this old school Mac one, and I have this one which I had bought as a backup, and I hope that this still turns on. So you're supposed to connect it like that, but this won't turn on, I guess, because it's been a couple of years that I didn't charge it. So I forgot about this one. I even had this one. So as you can see, this was broken, and that's the reason why I never used it. So I put it like wrong just now. I have to put it correctly. So yeah, okay. It's like a scissor thingy, which is kind of bad. Okay, now it's fine. It's fine, but it's still bad. So we're just gonna leave that alone, and we just gonna put this one, this Apple one, right here. I hope this one is charged. It is supposed to be, but let's just put that, turn it on and off, and we'll hear much less noise while I'm typing. We are realizing things as we go. So apologies for like loud typing if it bothers you, but I just love the feeling of it. I got a new keyboard which is much more louder, like a typewriter. I got it yesterday, but I didn't bother to try that. So yeah, I'll just put this one and we'll type using that. So let's just put the Apple keyboard. Oh my god, it just doesn't turn on. Does it bother you, the typing thing? If it doesn't, then we'll just move on to the next thing because it's not turning on. It won't turn on because I think it has been sitting here for ages, like a year. Yeah, I was coughing, so I had to turn down the volume. So one of the keyboards was not working. I had to put the other one on charge. So I'll put these things on charge, and I'll get some water, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm kind of tired. My voice is tired, So we'll just go get some rest for like a minute or so. In the meanwhile, you can just practice these things, and I'll be back in just a minute. So the noises you were hearing, the noises were my belly. So I had to go get some food, which I did. So this is just dry fruits I grabbed from my wife's side table. So I'm gonna try some of these. I'm sorry, I'll just put it to the lowest. Do you guys have any questions in the meanwhile? If you have any questions in the meanwhile, go ahead. So the reason why I did so, is because I want to keep myself accountable. So it might have looked like a waste of time, but then now I have all the resources that I can learn with. I usually just do it on my own, but sometimes you just need a little bit of push. So that's why I joined. Let's just go to the comments. Sucklane, this is no. You should be able to hear me because there was no voice. I intentionally didn't do any voice. You could just see what I was doing. So you were not supposed to hear anything. We were not supposed to give any voice in here. I was just taking a break. I was eating something which I spilled all over the floor. So you were not supposed to hear that. So no, it's not paid. It's free. You can just watch it, learn it, done. The course is paid, like at the Codecademy. Codecademy, it is paid, but I'm doing it right in front of you, so it's free for you. So you can watch me doing that and learn on the way. Got it? So the voice was not the problem. We were just. So thank you for joining. This one was for you. And we just go to the screen again and we just get started once more. Okay, now we make it smaller and we should be doing that. Okay, now let's just go to this one, user input. So that's how you take inputs. Let me just see if there is a lot of noise in here. Let's just get it closer to me. And this one is not working properly, so you can see that this causes a lot of trouble. I have to fix it every now and then. So bear with me while I do that. This one, I bought it in Pakistan. The one that I got from Germany is amazing. That's like rock solid. But that one I broke. I mean, my mistake during the shipping from Dubai. Okay. No, it's not holding it. Just a moment. Okay. Now it should be better. I have to fix it every now and then because it just goes down slowly and gotta fix that once again. Now it's trying to run away again. Okay, so this is so this is how you do it. This is how you take an input. So now I'm gonna take an input in like snakes, and that's how you take an input in here. Then you add it and get input equal to input, yeah, and then the prompt. What is your favorite flight? I suppose. Okay, so we want to do this thing, fill in the blank, and the code order to complete a statement that asks for what is your favorite. So this is not correct. So so okay, now what you do is you fill in the blanks in code to complete a statement that asks a user. So what you do is user input. No. So you put it like that, and then we just gotta learn it. So this is how you write it. So this is where we do input. So now this will be output, and you take an input and put it in a variable. Yeah, this is how you do it. So your favorite flight list bird is equal to the input, and this is the output that shows up in the prompt. Do it like that. Just copy it. We just copy it, put it in here, and I'll just do it in a tree. So we do that, we make it bigger as much as possible. Now, sometimes it just goes really slow. Yeah. So CD in code, here Python learn, Codecademy. I can teach you Python 3 Codecademy. Python 3 here. Now what you do is you just write down touch input.py. So we just created one input.py. Now nano input.py. We write it down, copy it, we paste it. See, and paste there, and we do a control exit. Now see more. Now you have why it's done. We just write Python 3 input.py. See, there's an unterminated string literal at line 2. Here. Notes in here. Now, your favorite unterminated string literal. Let's just open that, and we open it here with any of the code editors. I think I'll just do with the Sublime text because it becomes easier that way. See, we have a mistake in writing here. So, yeah, this is what's open line. For some reason, Nano wasn't doing it. Oh, it's good. Okay. So we run that. The fifth flight list bird is New Zealand bird, bigger one. New Zealand flight spirit. Bird. It's called Kakao. Big one. Like big. Doesn't fly. So this is my favorite one. I'm sorry for that. I just put it like that. And the reason why I'm copying that, and you put okay. Now what I do is I open that file again, and we print that birdie here. My favorite bird, your favorite bird. Bird is space in there. Just like that. Yes. Now we found the what was that? Kakao. I love it, but I can't remember the name. Yeah, that's weird. So this is my favorite board, not the bird. Here we go. Your favorite birds? What happened to your English? So we call kakao. Oh. So that's the first one. on it somewhere so you can like learn it, but it's super simple. So that's correct. I got it. Start next lesson. Move on to the next one. I dropped all the food. Walaikum assalam. How are you? So we restarted 25 minutes. We go back. Introduction to control flow. So this is like if else conditioning. We'll just fix that right away. Control flow. So this is like a flow chart of conditioning, conditional statements. So this is control flow. This is a flow chart. So morning, and this is a diamond. So diamond means it's a condition. You check if it's a weekday, like it's a Saturday, so it's not. So it's a weekend day, so it's not a weekday. So you move to no. And in the weekdays, I get up at 6:30. I actually wake up at like 3. And if it's the weekend, I even wake up at like 3. So for me, it's always like that. But for here, it's if it's not a weekend, then you just get up at 8:30. You a little late than usual. And if it's a weekday, like it's a Monday, you're supposed to get up at 6:30, and you just check if it's raining. If it's raining, then you go wear a raincoat. No, if you don't. So this diamond is the choice, and this is yes or no. So the result determines maybe you move to the next thing. So do I need to go outside? I'm just being lazy today. I won't be going outside. In fact, I'll be going to a wedding. So yeah, get dressed. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, I need to get my clothes done. Yeah, and I have to get the shoes from the shoe polish guy, which I've forgotten. So yeah, this was amazing, just to remind me. So thank you for the flowchart. Boolean expressions. So we'll talk about them. So they're written in Python like T capital, true, and the false, which is like F capital. So example statement, no. So what we do is determine if the following statements are Boolean. Just a moment. I want your feedback on that. Two of you are watching. A lot more people will show up. Like this will go bananas, and I'm predicting that this will be watched by thousands of people later on because I'm doing like something important. But my question to you is: do you guys get it? Like, is it okay? Is it like fast enough, or is it like too slow? Am I going too slow? Is it good? Am I audible? All of that. So I'm looking forward to your answers regarding that. Please go ahead, write it down. So in the comments. So my question is if my voice is good. My question is if everything is good, you're able to hear me properly. So let me know. Let me know. If it's good, right? If it's good. If it's not, then tell me what's troubling you. Go ahead. I'm waiting. If it's good, just write down it's good. Hello? Anybody home? Okay. Nobody's talking. I think they're all asleep now. Just, open the video and they're gone. So, okay. Now, did you get it all? No? Okay. Nobody's speaking. We go back and we start coding once more. Okay, we are here and we just check our syllabus, how much we have covered. So my idea is that we fix the control flow. We do the list, we do the loops, we do the functions, and we stop it for the day. I can do like 8 hours, no problem. I just have to go get my medicine and I'll be back. But we'll just take, after these 25 minutes, we'll take like a half an hour break. Then a lot of people will show up at around 6:30 a.m. But yeah, so I'll be taking like a prayer break and then, a breakfast break. You can hear the azan going on. So we'll just determine if the following statements are Boolean expressions or not. This is not. This is not. Example statement, this is not. This is an opinion and not a Boolean expression. So this is a string. Example statement 2, no. In the editor, now it's not your turn. Statement 1, dogs are mammals, no. So example statement 1 is supposed to be like that. Dogs are mammals. Again, it's not Boolean. Oh, come on. That's that. Statement 2. Statement 3. Female dogs. What the hell? Come up with that shit. And the string will be demonetized like that. But I can't really stop myself from doing that. I'll just have to put a beep, beep, beep in that. Statement 4, I'll just put pata. And now they're female dogs. That's correct. Statement 3, dogs make the best pets. So we put it like that. So, there we go. Run this, run this. Expected statement 1 to be equal yes or no. So dogs if they are set the matching variable to the right yes or no. Okay, dogs are mammals. Dogs are mammals, yes. My dog is named Havel. He's not. His name is Hachi. His name was statement 3. My dog make the best pets, no. And in fact, they do. Cats are awesome, but they're moody, and they're not female dogs. So, yeah. Could be anything. I think they're just making fun of it. It's a statement that is either true or false. My dog could be named Pavel, or it could not be named. This makes it a Boolean expression. So I did that now. But this one is a string, like that. So it's a Boolean. So we write like that. I think that's what they want, if I'm not mistaken. So it just slowed down. We might have to take a break soon because my computer is like, going crazy. Name yes is not defined. What the hell? So now what we did is we made a mistake in here. Should be good. So in statement 1, statement 2 could be yes. Makes no sense. It's an opinion that is not necessarily true. Oh, okay. So if it's an opinion, then make it false. This is obviously not true. Last one, the cats are not female dogs. Statement 3 equal to yes or no. Statement 3. Okay. Statement 3 was, it's just a stupid exercise. Statement 3. So what did I do here? Okay. Oh, okay. So we write no. So we don't write true or false. Yes and no. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is true. Set the matching variable to yes or no. So I've done that. And they want, so weird. Now they want a false statement which makes it a Boolean expression. I don't know what they want, but either you have to put like yes or no, or just, true or false. So I think they want us to put like a true or false thing. True if yes, then no. So cats are female dogs is an objectively false statement. So yeah, so it's no. It's a Boolean expression. So if it's a Boolean, okay, they want us to see if it's a Boolean or if it's a female dogs. Yeah, so this is a Boolean. It's not an opinion. They want us to be sure that it's a Boolean. This is an opinion. So no. Dog is named Pavel. It could be true. It could be wrong. So this is a Boolean. And dogs are mammals. So this is supposed to be yes. So yeah, now this time it should be good. Yes. So they wanted us to write yes or no depending upon if it's an opinion or it's a Boolean statement. I didn't get the question, so it was easy, but I didn't understand the question. So half of the problem is understanding the question and then finding out the solution for that. Relational operators, equal and not equal. So equals is written as this and not equal is written as this. So statement one, determine if the following Boolean expressions are true or false. And you input your answer as true or false. So 8 plus 1 is 9. So PEMDAS says that you first have to solve 5 into 2, which is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. So that's true. So we write true. That's what I wanted to do. I mean, I'm a software engineer. I'm not, I didn't want to play that game of Boolean or not Boolean. I understood that it was. So 13 minus 6 is like 7. 7 is not equal to 6 plus 1. It is, so 7, see, I'll just write it down in here. So you write Python 3 and you put it like that. So this is false. You're just making it easier for us. You just write it down. So this is true. Just copy and paste. That's how you do things. It's like you using a calculator in the first grade. True. So true, false, true. Run it. Done. I'm dusted. Just moving it to the next one. So now, just to explain it, what it does is it checks if this one is equal or not equal. In this case, not equal, and in this case, equal to. The thing on the right is equal to the thing on the left. It's like an equation. So if it's not equal to this one, that's true. But if it's equal to this one, then it becomes false. And the same goes for this thing here. So this is 3 into 1, which is 3, and this is 4 minus 1, 3. So this statement is true. Now, again, this one is true because this is 9, and this is equal to 9. So, but if you put like this, in fact, I'll just do one more thing here. 14, 3 into 4 is 12, right? And 13 minus 1. So if it's equal, should print true. True. But if we use this one, if not equal, this will become false. So I hope you get it. It's a conditional. Set it to string true. It's not like the Boolean true. You use type like that, and set it equal to true. Ah, there we go. So you run it. There was this syntax error, and now we run it again. We check the type. and we have to print it in the terminal. So we print it like that, run it, we're good to go. And this is the old thing. Oh no, in fact, it just prints the class type of string. So everything in Python is a class. It's an object-oriented thing. So it's just classifies these variables. So imagine that you write a number, so it will say integer. It's not a Boolean variable. So now they want us to make it a Boolean, which is like absolutely true or false, and we can check it for. So now you'll see the Boolean in here instead of string. So run it, bool. So that's the word. Do you remember the define variable 2? Okay, we were supposed to do a second one, and set it equal to true. We do it true, 1. So that's what they want us to do. And number 4, they want us to print. They want us to print it like that. I think that's what they want us to do. Oh no, I just want to copy the print and my baby bull 2. What the hell? My baby bull 2. See, now the first type is string and the second one is a Boolean. Okay. Now we want the type and check, and you have to print it, so it should also work. We did the number 4 as well, so it's done. So concept is that you just print the type of that particular variable, and it just gives you the class name for that. If it's string, it's going to be string. If it's bool, it's going to be bool. We just do one more for the sake of it. So let's just put the 100, number 1. Just call it num1. But here, we should put integer in here. See? Now they're not checking it, obviously, so we just can move to the next one. So if statement checks if this is true or false. So you put these expressions within an if statement, and that takes you to the next one. So if this is true, this will work. If it's not, then something else. There's a thing called else that is used here. So what they want us to do is in script.py, there's an if statement. I wrote this because my coworker Dave kept using my computer without permission, and he is a real doofus. It's the if the username is Dave, it tells me to stay off. It tells him to stay. So Dave is doofus. He keeps using his computer. So now they want Dave not to, use his computer. So if his name is Dave, it's supposed to, get off my computer, Dave. Okay, now run it. So now Dave did something shitty. If username is Dave, this is good. Invalid syntax. Oh, okay. So we're supposed to fix that. Okay. So they want to fix that, us, and run it. See, we got the syntax error because if this statement wasn't correct. This is supposed to be a Boolean statement, a conditional statement. So either it runs true or false, like we did in here. So see, we'll just do it here. Just a moment. See, Dave, if the name is Dave, he has to get away from his computer. Dave, get away, please. Okay. Had enough fun. Fahad, if it's my computer, then he's not supposed to do that. So we'll just write it like that, and you see that if it's Fahad, it won't print anything. But you write an else statement, then it will show up. But let's just go to, we're getting ahead of the game. So we just go back, take a step back and do this. Set your username to be this. Okay, that's what they want us to do. It's okay. That's what they wanted to do. So it has to be a string. And that's what you use in like usernames when you log into different systems. It has to be a thing, which is string. If statement to check if the Angela's username as well and prints. I know it's you, Dave, go away. So Dave is trying Angela's login. Second if statement. So we just write other if statement. Username is Angela. Okay, Dave is being smarmy right now. So we tell Dave to run away. Dave, go away. So if you're Dave, then you're trying. Now the username is this. So I know it's you, Dave. Go away. Go away, doofus. Okay. Now run it. This will check this. We're done. We go on to the next one. So what we did is we checked for two different usernames, and Dave was trying to be, funny, and we just told him to go away. Relational operators. So let's just go check the syllabus because we're almost running out of time for this one, and we have to take a longer break. Now, see, that's the beauty of these timers because you now know that it's now 6 a.m. and we are just right on time. So we did like this much relational operators, like we do the rest. But now, since we have done like almost 2 hours, how much is in? Like 2 hours and 29 minutes. So we'll take a longer break and we'll come back to do relational operators too. Now I'm going to take a break. So the voice quality is great. It's good, but Python is tricky. It's not. It's just like English. बिल्कुल अंग्रेजी की तरह है. So कोई मसले वाली बात नहीं. सर आपका कोडिंग वर्क लेट शो हो रहा है. आपके एंड से इशू है. So I don't know. Maybe मैं उसको टाइप करता हूँ और maybe I type it and just it's a problem with the software. I can't do anything about it. What I can do is I can look into maybe I can record these sessions and just upload them, but I don't enjoy that. Like in this way, you can just ask questions and I can get things done. So not tricky. It's just easy, just like English, and voice quality is great. So for this one, I apologize, but I have nothing again. I can't do anything about it. I mean, as long as I'm in Pakistan, there's gonna be a delay in this kind of streaming because I'm streaming it to like 5 different places. So yeah, bear with it. But I understand that this creates some sort of trouble. So yeah, what I can do is I need to have like how much time. So stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I want you to take a longer break. There's nothing like that. So we don't have any clips. So what should I do? What should I do? Maybe I should just, put something in here, like right on top of screen and write that I'll be back. I'll be back. Oh. Right in here. I'll show it on screen.